was thinking you might like to wake up with me. I just woke up and I'm just sitting here with a cup of coffee on my right and a cat on my left. And something's bothering me today. Specifically, the thing that's bothering me is all this stuff I see about like a lot of occult stuff everywhere that's glamorized and that's for one thing, all the vampires everywhere, how they're so, they're so artistic and cool and mysterious, and but how the occult in general is glamorized and is incorporated into fantasy, and fantasy is used as an escape from a very stressful, harsh world. I can see how I can see how that's the case right now. People want an escape. And what's on my mind today, what really weighs my heart down is people who get into this don't realize what they're toying with until they get sucked in. It's all about deception. That's why I have such a big, compassionate heart for people who are in the occult and people who are into witchcraft, and because if they knew what they were toying with, they obviously wouldn't be in it. So they're being deceived, they're being lied to, and they're being controlled, and they're stuck, and they can't listen. They won't listen to truth. They won't listen to reason. It's like they're in a pit of quicksand. But more specifically, very specifically, what's on my mind today are because I've been there. Okay, I've been there when I was 16, 17, 18. There are people who you're not a Christian, you don't know God. Maybe you know about him, but you're not a Christian. You want to keep your options open. You just kind of want to be open to different options, and you may be a deep thinking artistic type. You may be a writer. You may be a very gentle soul, very sensitive soul. A musician, maybe. These types are especially vulnerable to getting involved in the occult, whether they know it or not. Satan wants your talents and your gifts, your ability to make music or sing or write or even think along creative artistic lines. Satan, before he was cast down from the heavens, Lucifer was his name, is his name, and he was a musician. He was the head honcho guy for the angelic choir or something. Music was intentionally created for the worship and praise of God, but I think it was one of the very first things that Satan got his claws wrapped around. So it's been twisted and perverted into something else. I'm getting off the subject. I didn't even put this together in my head before I just woke up and I thought, I'm not going to wake fully up today and do this right. I'm just going to start talking and let the thoughts come together in my head. See, I'm one of those. I am a loose soul. I'm like, how do you say it? My brain's all over the place. I'm an artist. I've always fancied myself a writer. Whether or not that's the true case, I don't know, but I love words and I love to write, and I am deep thinking and sensitive and creative. And when I was a teenager, before I became a Christian, I found myself, this is what I'm trying to get at. Sometimes things would happen that I knew ahead of time, or I would know what a person was going to say before they said it. And I'd just be talking with a friend, and we'd say the same thing, or I knew exactly what they were going to be wearing that day, and I kind of thought it was cool. But come to find out, when I got saved at the age of 18, and God blessed me with some real spiritual gifts as I got older, I slowly began to see the light, and such a long story, but I learned that Satan has his own flip side, make-believe spiritual gifts, and you can be tricked into thinking that you have the gift of prophecy or the gift of discernment, and that may be the case, but if you're not fully clean, if you're not clean spiritually, there can be some doorways opened there that also what I'm saying is, just because you might know some things ahead of time, or you may be able to pick up some vibes off of a person, that's not a good thing. And this is where I'm going to get kind of black or white on you here. If you're not a Christian, if you don't know the living God, if you don't have Jesus Christ as your friend, as your Savior, if you don't know Him and you don't actively walk with Him, and you have some strange experiences, you may know things ahead of time, there might be a chance that you are spiritually infected with, there's a variety of demonic spirits that can get in through that, but namely a familiar spirit. A familiar spirit may be a demon that has been in your family for generations, but it attaches itself to you. It doesn't mean you're, quote, possessed. I mean, I think that's when it completely inhabits your being. But you could have a familiar spirit and not know it. It knows you well, and it imitates you, it mimics you, and you may have seen through the corner of your eye something that looks like you. And I'm getting way off. My brain is darting all around now because I'm having memories. As I'm speaking here, I'm having all these memories come into my mind. I'm definitely going to have to link to something I wrote that has to do with this.